Hey everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the podcast where we have to film at odd hours of the day because Jordan has the most hectic work schedule in the world.
Yay.
Yay!
But if you start pulling midnight recordings on me, I will have to say no.
Fair. Um, so how was your week?
It was pretty good. Um, my dad got like custom made cornhole set and it just
Ooh,
came in and
sounds like
he's like,
fun.
yeah, it's really fun and he's gone all crazy about it. So that's basically all we've been doing.
I've only ever played cornhole at a bar, so if that says anything.
I mean, if you ever want to play it not at a bar.
Sounds like fun. Also, when are we going to a corn maze?
Right.
We
Are
need
there
to.
any around here?
I know of one in Santa Rosa, and I know
Hmm.
of one kind of like near Tracy.
Oh.
Hmm.
Mm. Probably people out there who already have the fall aesthetic with the leaves and everything. Not happening in California.
Yeah.
Where I am, it's gonna be in the 90s this week.
Oh, yeah, we're having another heat wave because
Yeah.
why not?
Why not?
Let's keep Californians on their toes. That's our new slogan.
Yeah. I mean, it's either a fire or something else.
A heat
Heat
wave,
wave,
a pandemic, you know,
pandemic,
the Lord likes
another
to keep
day.
it spicy.
Clearly, California is not his favorite.
And no, Florida is right there. uh, so for me, it's been hectic.
Mm,
It's been hectic. I've had a very busy work schedule. I've been coming home, pretty much going to sleep immediately.
we love the rat race.
My first couple of days, like my feet and my legs would hurt so bad.
Mm.
It was awful. And then also, I think it was Wednesday. I can't remember. I literally just woke up. But it was my mom's birthday.
Yay!
And since we're still in the middle of a pandemic, which a lot of people like to forget,
Mm,
we picked up our food and we ate at home,
I
like
feel that.
like smart people.
Yep. Both of us had pandemic birthdays this year, so
hmm I kind of did something for my birthday, but on my actual birthday, I didn't do anything. But yeah,
yeah, I think the most exciting thing I did was order Thai food and go out and get it and come back.
I had a little bit more of a fun experience. I went to Fort Bragg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. There was like no one there, so that was great. We did outdoorsy activities the entire time. We went to the beach,
We love it.
went kayaking. It was fun. So, are you ready to talk about this movie? Because I
This
am
movie.
definitely ready to talk about this movie. Today, we will be talking about 2006's The Gingerdead Man. And yes, you heard me correctly. It's not the gingerbread man, it's the Gingerdead.
Gingerdead Man.
It's still spooky season, everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so before I even start, so this movie came out in 2006, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
Why does it look like it was filmed in the 70s?
Right. What is that? What is this quality?
Like, I feel like I could have filmed better quality on a Nokia brick phone.
Right. Or at least an Android.
Something. It looks bad. Okay, so let's get into the plot. Dare I call it that? So the movie starts off with a man played by Gary Busey? Is that how you pronounce his last
I
name?
think so.
Yeah. Well, he's robbing a diner.
Hmm.
And this man is psychotic. He's shooting people, saying random stuff. A man
Yeah. No.
a man tries to get up and leave. And
Well, he
then
he goes to like stop the guy, right?
yeah, and then he gets stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
No blood though.
No blood.
No blood. But he
There's
gets stabbed.
barely any blood in this movie.
And so then the robber sees a girl cowering in the corner, and he's like, I'm not going to kill you. And then proceeds to shoot her.
Yeah, but they don't show it, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like, we assume that she's dead.
I assumed she was dead.
So did I. But no, she's not dead.
She is not dead. And so, literally, the second after he shoots her, we hear police sirens. And then he seemingly runs off.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really say what's going on.
Yeah. And then after that, we had the world's longest title sequence.
Oh my gosh.
It was like 5 minutes long.
Yeah. I
And this,
literally kept like going forward like 30 seconds because I'm like, when is this thing going to end?
and be like, remember, people, this movie is short. It's only an hour and 10 minutes. It feels long, but
It does feel
it's
long.
only an hour and 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I didn't pay for this. And so we then cut to a bakery, which had the worst sign I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my gosh, yes. And the worst baking like practice ever.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I was just screaming the whole time.
we'll get into that.
Yes.
But yeah, this let me go back to the sign. It looks like a drunk person painted it with their feet.
Yeah.
It was crooked. The paint was faded. It was awful.
I like had to stare at it for a couple minutes to find out exactly what it said.
And then we go into the bakery and we find out that the girl from the beginning of the movie, she's alive. And then we finally learn her name. Her name
Yes,
is Sarah.
Sarah.
We learn names at a weird point in time throughout this movie.
Yeah.
We don't learn the killer's name till almost the end of the movie. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so she's alive. And we find out through newspaper clippings she has on her wall for some strange reason that the man who killed, who we now know is her brother and her father.
Yeah. They didn't give any context in the
And
beginning about that.
not at all. I didn't think they knew each other at all. They
Yeah.
had no chemistry.
And anyway, that whole intro was kind of like very abrupt anyway, but
It
like
was.
it just looked like they were just huddled together. Because
Mm-hmm.
some like a madman's in the diner that they're in, and they might as well huddle for support.
Yeah.
That's the kind of connection that was going through all three of them.
Yeah. They didn't have a familial tie. No. And so we learned through these newspaper clippings that the man was executed. Okay. And then she hears a knock on the door, and a mysterious hooded person drops off gingerbread mix at the back door. And then we're introduced to Brick. He's
I
a
can't believe his name is Brick.
His name was Brick. Do you know? I think he was in Victorious. I
Was
swear
he?
he was in an episode of Victorious. Because he looked familiar, and I was like, "Who do you look like?" And then I looked him up, and he was in Victorious.
Hmm.
Which how he ever got another acting job after this
Yeah,
movie?
it's
Mm,
very surprising.
yeah. And so Brick is a baker who dreams of being a wrestler, even though he looks like he weighs like 150 pounds
I know he
max.
looks like a stick. He's just so thin and small.
He doesn't even,
He's lanky.
and he's a baker, and he looks like he has no muscle definition.
I know, like you're supposed to be like
Kneading dough all day.
kneading dough, picking up big sacks of flour and stuff, moving
Yeah.
things around. Where is your muscle?
And Brick also says he's from Hell's Kitchen, but he has a southern accent. Everyone in
Well,
this
the
movie,
accents in this movie,
they're bad.
they're bad.
But let's go back to Sarah. Sarah has a southern accent, and her
Hmm.
mom has a southern accent. Her brother didn't have a southern accent.
Yeah, he didn't. Did the dad?
I don't know. I don't think he really spoke. before he got shot.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
you're
no consistency.
right.
Okay, and so while Brick is talking to Sarah, heavily flirting with her,
Mm-hmm.
he accidentally cuts his finger while opening a box.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah, he was opening the box, right?
I don't remember because I couldn't see it from like.
Yeah, this movie is very dark.
It is very dark.
It's very dark and then not dark when it's supposed to be dark. We'll get into that.
I thought he had like a knife or something and this somehow just sliced his
I
hand
swear
open.
he was using a box cutter. I
Okay.
swear. Okay.
Okay.
And then so you know what he does with his newly cut hand, people? He proceeds to take his hand over to the gingerbread mix and hold it over
Over, yeah,
the
over the
gingerbread.
box.
And then he drips like a lot of blood into the gingerbread mix. And they
Mm-hmm.
somehow don't notice or they don't care.
I don't think they care because
Which,
even the gingerbread mix, it's not even stored in a bag in the box. It's just in the box.
yeah,
Like that's not even sanitary. So
it's
I don't think
not.
they care.
I worked at Panera Bread, people. There are nothing is just free flowing in a box.
Yeah.
And then so oh, I wrote this down because it was so funny to me, and I don't think it was supposed to be funny. After he cut his hand, she's like, "Oh my gosh, let's go to the hospital." And then he says, "The butcher baker needs no doctor. He can always take the heat."
Oh yeah. uh,
And then this is where I had to take a shot of Fireball. And then right after this, we hear a scream and we're introduced to Julia.
oh yeah.
And for some strange reason, she's speaking in Spanglish, but
Yeah.
only for this scene because she never does it
She never does
again.
it again. Like I appreciate
And
that
they
they had somebody that was bilingual in the movie.
but they really were like, this girl speaks Spanish. You need to know she speaks Spanish.
Yeah. It
And it
was
was
it was very random.
yeah. And she also has no concept of how death works
Oh yeah.
because she was all like, ew, they cremated him and sent his ashes to
Ashes
his
to his
mom.
mom.
That's so gross. And I'm like, that's what you
That's what
do,
you do. Like yeah, she was very harsh on that
right?
for no reason at
She was
all.
so disgusted by that. And I was like, has no one in your family ever been cremated? Do you not know how
Right.
that process works?
Right. Do you not understand that the body of or the ashes still need to go somewhere?
Hmm. And then is also in the scene where we learn half of the killer's name.
Oh yeah.
We learn his last name, Findelmeyer, which sounds like a serial killer's name.
Yeah, it does.
And then we also learn that he was electrocuted by electric chair. I don't think they do
They
that
don't
anymore.
yeah, I don't think they did that anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Isn't
sure
it
that that's
just isn't it just injection?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's injection.
Because I feel like the last time any like electric chair was used,
It was like minimum the 80s.
yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in 2006 they weren't hanging people in electric chairs.
Yeah. Someone needs to look that up.
Yeah, not us though.
No.
We don't do research. Then Brick puts the bloody gingerbread mix into the mixer, and you can literally see the flour turning red, and he just does
Yeah.
nothing about it.
And then he proceeds to taste the dough.
Yes, he tasted it. I mean, it's his own blood, but still.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time it's like no.
Oh, Lord. And then there's a gunshot heard. And Julia and Sarah run out to see Sarah's mom drunk and shooting at a chain bakery that is opening across the street.
I thought
Like,
it was an eatery.
is it?
Yeah, because like during that scene, like the mom is like, I don't want to be put out of business by this eatery or whatever. And I'm
But
like,
the only way she could be put out of business is
if
if
it
it's
was
a
another
bakery.
bakery, I know. That's why I was so confused.
Okay, whatever. So let's play a game. Let's guess at what chain bakery it is.
Oh,
From the look at it, it looked like kind of old school. I'm thinking a Boudin.
ooh, yeah. It had a boudin vibe.
It had Boudin vibes.
I can see that.
Yeah. Not a Panera though. It didn't
Not a
look.
Panera. It wasn't smooth enough to be a Panera.
Yeah. It didn't have the right color scheme.
It didn't. It was too dark.
So we're settling on Boudin, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna call it for the rest of this show. Uh, and so Julia takes the mom home, and seconds later, the owner of the Boudin comes and asks what happened to his banner because the mother shot it off. She wasn't shooting at windows or anything. She just shot
Yeah.
down the banner.
And how she had the accuracy while drinking, I have no idea.
Kudos to her.
Maybe she was aiming for a window and it just hit the banner anyway.
That would make more sense.
That made more sense.
Yeah. And so he's like, "Hey, here's what I'll do for you. You know your little bakery. I'll buy it for a measly $50,000."
Yeah. And he's telling Sarah that her and her mom could live off that.
Right, $50,000.
$50,000.
I
That
mean,
man has no concept of,
they
of
don't know it yet, but they're about 2 years away from a recession.
recession. Yes.
Ask for more.
Yeah. And anyway, do not sell your bakery for
For
$50,000.
$50,000, no. I'm sure
No.
the equipment alone is $50,000.
Right. Like, come on now.
And then the entire time, this man is being so rude and keeps calling Sarah's mom a drunk. I
Yeah,
mean, she is a drunk, but you don't say that to someone,
I know.
especially not their child.
Like I understand that she was being belligerent and she shot down your banner, but come on, man.
Yeah, all she did was shoot down your banner. Just hang it back up. Calm down.
Yeah.
And so Sarah goes inside and she cries to Brick about all her problems. And the entire time, he's like not looking at her.
Yeah. And I just want to say now that I get how like emotional that she was supposed to be, but I was just not
I
connecting
was
with it
checked
at
out.
all. I think I went to go make lunch while I was going on because I'm like, I can hear you. It's
Right?
fine.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening.
And then he starts making wrestling metaphors.
Oh yeah. He's really into wrestling.
Yeah, and then she like stops crying on a dime once he's like, I'll put the dough in the oven.
Oh
But
yeah.
then he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Like he doesn't,
He's just all like, "Oh, it's okay for me to leave."
right?
Okay.
Cool.
I'll put the dough in the oven and leave.
And
Just
then he
leaves.
and then he just leaves. And then so because he didn't do what he said he was going to do,
Mhm.
Sarah takes the dough out of the mixer and makes the cookies. Actually, no, she makes
A cookie.
one singular cookie. She still had a bunch of dough left, and she made one
One
cookie.
cookie. Also, why are you selling like a foot long
Ginger,
gingerbread cookie?
right?
It's just what is going on. Also, that dough looked more like bread dough than cookie dough.
It did.
That
It
was
was
straight up bread dough.
it was bread dough.
And you don't decorate before you before
Yeah,
you bake because that stuff will just melt right
melt.
off.
Maybe that's why the Gingerdead Man looked the way he did.
I mean,
uh,
that would make sense. That would make sense.
and then so she goes into the storage room. I guess that's what it was.
Yeah, the concept of the space that they're in, I have no idea.
Yeah, because there was just a whole bunch of bread in there, so I guess it was a storage
Yeah,
room.
like it looked like a storage room or like the front of the bakery. I don't.
Which, by the way, don't go to a bakery that leaves bread hanging out. Like, go to one that gives you fresh bread every day.
Also, they're making all of their baked goods at night,
At night.
the night before.
Mhm.
Bakeries usually make them the morning of, like really early morning of.
Maybe that's why their business is failing. They have terrible business practices.
You
By
know
the
what?
by
Yeah,
the time by the time 10 o'clock comes around, all the cookies are stale,
it's
all the
stale,
bread is stale.
and they have way too much bread sitting out there.
Way too much bread. Oh
Way
my
too much bread.
gosh. It had more bread than a grocery store.
Honestly, like they had like six of those like bread. I don't know what they're called, but you put the bread on it to like cool down. They had like six of those.
Cooling racks.
Oh, cooling racks, yes, just full of bread.
Bad business practices.
Supply and demand. Is there that much demand?
There obviously isn't. And so when Sarah is back in the storage room, she finds Lorna, the Boudin uh,
Owner's daughter.
owner's daughter, and she's planting a rat to get them shut down by the health department.
Hmm.
This leads to the two girls fighting.
Or quote unquote fighting.
Right?
Sarah
They
literally just smashes a pie in her face.
yeah,
That's
and
enough.
then they chase each other.
And then they chase each other. And
And
it's not even a slap fight either.
no,
They're just like grabbing at each other and
and,
screaming.
and then one of them gets knocked into like a power line or something. I literally don't know what it was,
Yeah.
but it caused the electricity to go out, and there was like this electric surge that went to the oven, and then
Yeah.
it animated the Gingerdead Man. And
I'm
so,
sorry. Sorry.
well, be prepared because I'm gonna have to say it like 50 more times.
Okay. Okay.
And so Lorna's
Ooh.
date, Amos, like the
And
cookie,
yeah,
famous Amos.
and they butcher his name throughout the whole
Hmm.
movie. They can't decide if they want to say Amos or like Amos, which
And so Amos comes in to see why Lorna is taking so long because apparently he said that she said she was just coming to leave a note,
yeah.
which who goes inside of someone's business to leave a note?
Yeah, also their business is closed right now. How are all of these people getting in? I don't understand.
Ugh.
Mm.
And so Lorna's like, whatever. And then she thinks she sees something inside of the oven.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, there's nothing in there but a cookie. And so they open up the oven and they find the pan that the cookie was on. And they're like, wow, did you burn it? And I was like, wow, how burnt are your pans that you think you burnt your cookie?
Right. Also, I don't understand. Is the oven still on
It was still
when they go
red.
in there? It
It
was
was
still
still
red.
red.
So it's hot ass in there.
Hmm.
Like, did your parents never tell you to not touch anything hot or just no?
I mean, I've been in a walk-in oven before. You usually wait for it to cool down. I'm pretty sure you can't even open it until it starts cooling down.
Yeah.
Whatever.
There's zero common sense in this movie.
And so when they open the oven, the ginger dead man, reveals himself. They're like, "What is that?" And then he says, "It sure isn't the Pillsbury fucking doughboy."
I mean, that guy is creepy, but he's got some good lines.
He's got some good like. It was at this point of the movie I was like, okay, maybe this could come back
Yeah.
and be good. I
Yeah.
was wrong, but
I mean, yeah. And also to remind everybody, he is still just a foot long cookie.
mhm.
He didn't get bigger or anything.
Actually, he looks bad.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He looks like, have you ever seen one of those like Christmas candles where they try to like shape it as like a Christmas tree or a
Oh yeah, yeah,
gingerbread
yeah,
cookie.
yeah,
It looks like a melted gingerbread cookie candle.
yeah. He just looks like it looks like they put wax on something and just like let it melt and then like put a face on it.
Hmm.
He just looks slimy.
Yeah. And so Amos is like, this is a prank. He's like, Brick is pulling a prank on you. But Lorna, she
Hmm.
immediately goes to black magic.
Yeah, she's just straight up. It's black magic, guys. It's black magic. I know.
And then she tells the story that I don't remember because it made no sense.
It was something about her and her friends using a Ouija board, and
Hmm.
that like this spirit told them this whole story about her death and whatever. And then Amos is like, she wrote all that out for you.
This movie mostly misses, but when it hits, it hits.
It is.
And so Amos still doesn't believe it's real, but he's
Mhm.
like, okay, if it is real, let's capture it. And then we could make some money. We could put it on Jay
Oh
Leno.
yeah.
I was like, I was like, wow, Jay Leno was still on.
I know. Ugh.
And then so Sarah's mom comes stumbling back into the bakery, even though I'm pretty sure Julia was supposed to take her home.
Yeah, and she was supposed to take a nap.
Hmm. That's all I want to do, and I drink. What's wrong with her?
Right. Just let her be.
And then she comes back and she sees a rat, and so she tries to kill it.
She takes a
And
swig first.
yes, takes a swig first. Oh, we'll get into her drinking because
Mm.
oh, she hears ramblings from the Gingerdead Man, and she, along with her bottle of Jack, go to investigate. She comes face to face with the Gingerdead Man, and she tries to touch him because maybe she's like, this is a drunk hallucination, which I don't think that's a thing, but
Yeah,
you'll believe stuff when you're drinking.
you're right.
And then once she gets close, he chops off her finger.
Yes. How he has
A sharp
any
enough
power.
blade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any strength or power.
let's talk about his strength at this point in time. He's he's a cookie.
Yeah.
How does he have all of this strength? He's
Well, how
dragging
does
he's
he
dragging bodies around.
yeah. He's climbing like a madman around the
Hmm.
bakery. Also, he has no hands. It's just like the gingerbread cookie where it's just round at the end.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
He doesn't have hands.
You're right.
How is he holding the blade?
By the grace of God. It's oh, okay. And then let's get back to it.
Okay.
Um, and so the gingerbread man climbs on top of her, and he tells the mother, who we now know is called Mrs. Lee.
Yes.
You see how late into this movie we find out people's names?
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm I'm Millard, who we
Yeah.
finally know his full name
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And then he's about to cut her again, but then he hears something, and so he runs off. Julia then comes in. She apparently didn't hear the screaming.
Yeah. No one heard the screaming, by the way.
Hmm.
Like the mom, like full on screams while her fingers being chopped off.
There's like five people in this bakery, and no one
Hmm.
hears anything.
Yeah. And this bakery is not big.
It's not.
It's not like this warehouse sized. It's like a regular mom and pop sized store.
And so
Someone should have heard her screaming.
they heard the gunshot from outside.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how come they couldn't hear whatever?
Whatever.
And so Julia comes, and she doesn't believe Mrs. Lee. And then the gingerbread man comes up behind her and knocks her out with a frying pan. Why this bakery had a frying pan, I'll never
I
know.
no idea. Also, how did he get high enough to hit Julia in the head?
The only thing I can think of is that he climbed on her back, but how does she not
Not feel
feel
it.
it?
And he's probably dragging the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Or with his weird ginger dead man strength. I it's it's a mystery. We'll just accept it.
Okay. And then instead of leaving, Amos goes to the car to get his gun.
Oh yeah, and Lorna's phone, because I think
Hmm.
they Lorna tries to call. I
Her
think
father.
her father. Sarah wanted her to call the police, but she doesn't. She calls her dad instead.
Yeah. He doesn't pick up though. So
Mm-mm.
she leaves a message. And then her phone just happens to die right after she leaves the
Mm-hmm.
message. And then so he comes back and the power goes out. And so they all go to look for the generator so they can turn the power back on. And then we have a 3-minute scene of Sarah and Amos flirting
Oh my gosh.
in a
I
room that was very well lit, even though they haven't turned on the generator yet.
It's God's shining light. Just
Like every time they went to show Amos, you've seen the Addams Family movies, right?
mm-hmm.
You know how Morticia has like that glow over
Always
her
that
eyes?
glow. Yes.
That's exactly what Amos had.
Yeah. Yeah. And the flirting that they're doing is terrible, by
It's
the
so
way.
bad.
It's so bad. Like Amos goes to like open the door to the generator room or whatever. He just like turns around, like props himself on his arms, like, hey. Like what is going on?
That's not even the worst scene in this
It's
movie.
not even. And then they like Sarah proceeds to be like, no, and we got a history. And I'm like, ooh, okay. Sis, tell us the history that y'all have.
He went to her birthday party
Her
once.
sixth birthday party, mind you. And he tries to kiss her and she just punches him in the face. And that's it.
That,
That's
that
their history.
that's their flirting.
Yeah. They acted like this it was a huge thing. It's really not.
And then Lorna's father comes.
Wait, I want to say one more thing about that flirting scene.
Okay.
Amos straight up says, like about Sarah punching him in the face, what if I get turned on when women hit me?
Oh.
I
Oh.
I am not here to kink shame.
I'm not either.
If you're here and into that, good for you.
This is not the time or the
But
place.
also, it's not the time or the place to tell somebody that. You literally have a job to turn on the generator and catch that freaking Gingerdead Man.
Yeah.
And this is the moment.
I mean, in their defense, they don't know that he's killing people yet.
You're right. You're right. But I mean, he did kind of threaten them.
Yeah.
So,
And so Lorna's father comes looking for her, and he gets run over by the Gingerdead Man.
I had a problem with that
I
so
did too.
much.
He let the Gingerdead Man line up in front of him and then slowly drive his car towards
Yeah.
him.
Also, the car was not that far from
It,
Lorna's dad.
it wasn't.
How did you? How did he gain any speed to hit and kill that man?
Well, Lorna's father probably just sat there while he just
Yeah,
continuously pinned him into the wall because he literally just stood there. He
he
did
did.
he didn't do anything. He didn't try to jump onto the hood of the car. He didn't try to go left or right. He was just like, "Oh well,
He's just like, oh, it's my time, I guess.
it's my time."
I'll just get hit, like from a car that's 2 feet away from me. That's fine.
Yeah. And then how the Gingerdead Man set up the driving situation in about 2.5 seconds, I'll never understand.
Yeah, and what is he using to press on the gas pedal?
I have no idea. It was
What
like some
is that?
sort of like container or something.
Yeah, I don't. And he can't even see over the.
Yeah, he can't see over the
Because they
wheels.
show a shot like of Lorna's dad looking into the car, and you can't even see the top of the ginger dad's
Yeah, you
head.
can't.
But like somehow they make it seem like he can see over the dash. I, I
Ugh, maybe the hat. Maybe it
maybe,
was the hat.
maybe it was.
And so Amos, Sarah, and Lorna then follow a trail of blood to the walk-in freezer, and then it's at that point where Lorna is frightened and she's like, I'm going to go outside and wait for my dad.
Yeah.
And so Amos and Sarah go inside and they find Julia naked and covered with frosting and gumdrops on her nipples.
I thought they were cherries.
Were they?
They were cherries. They were red. They had the little stem coming out.
They had the stems? Oh.
Yeah.
I
Maybe it
was
was too dark for you to see the stems.
I had already had like 2 shots at this point. So everyone be happy that these notes even got finished.
And that they're coherent enough for you to read.
And so while Lorna is outside, she sees her father dead and is sad for 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Literally 0.2 seconds.
And it's like, oh no, daddy.
And then she
takes
his ring
and walks out.
Walks out.
I'm like, girl, that was so fast. She's like, oh no, daddy. She like looks at him and he's on the hood of the car. She looks at his hand, takes her ring, looks at him one more time, and then walks away. That's literally the scene.
They should have refilmed that.
They really should have. That was so quick.
And then back inside, Sarah is putting all the pieces together. She's like, I knew he sounded familiar. The Gingerdead Man is Millard, back from the dead to seek revenge.
Yeah. Also, they talk about Julia and how she's not dead.
Mm-hmm.
And that Sarah is like 100% sure that she doesn't have a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
And that she's just battling hypothermia.
Yeah, no head scan.
No head scan. I'm like, and Amos is like, how do you know this? And she's like, I'm taking classes at the local college because I want to be a nurse.
And she said community college.
Yeah, she said community college.
Which means she's only taking her general classes, which means she is not anywhere near nursing school material.
Yeah, like you check a concussion with scans by asking questions to the patient.
Yes.
And checking for any bumps, because literally you could feel a bump and it could be really serious or it could just be whatever. But homie's like, she's fine.
She's fine.
I know this.
And
I'm a nurse.
And she's still naked.
She's still, yeah. They just cover her with a blanket.
Yeah.
They don't even try to get the stuff off of her or anything. They just like, a blanket will do. Also, how did the Gingerdead Man do all that?
Where did he find it all the time?
Yeah, it wasn't like they left him in there alone like for like 30 minutes or something.
He's functioning on his own wavelength. It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing.
And so Lorna comes back inside of the bakery and the Gingerdead Man slices her face.
Yeah, and it's not what you think where like it's gruesome or anything. It looks like she kind of gets
a little scar.
A little scar
but
on
a
the
lot
side of her face.
But a lot of fake blood that looks like ketchup.
Yeah. She's freaking out about her face more than she did about her dead father.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just say that right now.
A face that literally she could put foundation over the scar and you would never see it.
Yeah. Or she could just frame her face with her hair a little bit.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even see it. Also, there's a scene before this where they showed the Gingerdead Man fighting with the rat that Lorna
I was literally about to start talking about that.
Because I'm just still so confused about why they decided to put that in there.
There was absolutely no reason to put this scene in the movie. He literally finds the rat on a cooling rack and he's like, hey rat, fight me. As if the rat can understand what he's saying.
Right.
And two, that the rat is capable of fighting you.
Of fighting. Yeah, he's like totally like asking him to fight and then just like cursing at him.
Yeah.
Like, it's a rat. Like, what's
I think it's already been well established that this man is not right mentally.
I don't know.
Oh, and then I'll just mention it now. We don't even know who dropped off the what I'm guessing is spelled gingerbread mix.
Oh, yeah, it never says in the movie, but if you look at the like if you look it up and
Hmm.
it has the like the little summary,
Hmm.
apparently that was his mom.
That was a man. Stop lying.
I'm 100% serious. It
That
says that his mom, that is a witch, drops off her son's like bewitched ashes to the bakery.
so not only is there blood in that mix, there are ashes in that mix.
Yeah, that's what like brings him to life apparently. I don't know if blood was part of the ingredients that needed to be in there, but his
Lorna
ashes are in the gingerbread mix.
Lorna was right to put that rat in there. The health department needs to come in here and
Yeah, like she
shut it all down.
like when Sarah gets the gingerbread seasoning, she doesn't even question where it
Right?
came from.
Like, don't you have to usually sign off for stuff like that?
Yeah, and it's not even a big box. Like usually what for bakeries you order things in big quantity and you
Yeah.
use it a lot. But no, she gets this like tiny box filled with a little bit of gingerbread seasoning and she's just like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Cool.
Doesn't even check where it's from.
Didn't we just talk about this on the last episode, guys? Do not take
Yeah.
stuff that just randomly shows
Yeah.
up.
If you don't know who it came from and it's on your porch and you
Don't,
didn't order it yourself,
don't take it.
don't take it. Leave it there.
And then we cut back to the gang, and Lorna is freaking out because her face is cut and
Mm-hmm.
and her words ruined. And she decides
So
she's
she's Miss Pretty Face
mhm,
of what was it?
who
Where are
knows?
they? I don't know.
Who knows where they
She's
are?
Miss Pretty Face of whatever.
I'm assuming Texas. And then so she decides she's gonna leave. And then she falls into a booby trap that stabs her in the head, killing her. But how was there a booby trap if she was outside and then came inside?
And also, how did that booby trap have enough force to to
Stab
put
her in the head?
to put a knife through somebody's skull?
Ugh. And when did he have the time to set up this booby trap?
It was after he took Julia into the to
After he put Julia in the
the fridge.
freezer,
Yeah,
but before he put Sarah's mom in the oven?
yeah, and before he wanted to fight the rat.
Yeah, but after he set up
As,
Lorna's dad's car to run him over.
yeah, he just has all the time in the
He
world.
had plenty of time to do all of this.
Of course.
And so Sarah's fed up at this point.
So
So
were we.
yep. It's as she walks around and she's like, come out and get me. Come out and face me. And then she's walking around and she sees her mother's finger and it's pointing towards the oven. So she's like, I think I need to go in there. And so she goes inside the oven
Mm-hmm.
and she finds her mother and she drags her out. But this was somehow a trap.
Yeah, and the mom is somehow still alive.
Yeah, even though she's been bleeding profusely
Yeah, and has been in the oven for God knows how
for
long.
what could have been hours, days, who knows with this
Who
timeline.
knows?
And so Julia, not Julia, Sarah somehow gets pushed into the oven. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, who knows?
And then the Gingerdead Man takes out his trusty dusty frying pan and knocks Amos over the head.
uh,
uh, and then so he turns on the oven and is like, I'm going to cook you.
Oh yeah. And he says he's finally gonna finish her off, like his
Yeah.
mama raised him to do.
Mm-hmm. Which, where is your mother, sir?
Yeah. Also, supposedly she's a witch, so.
That was a man. Don't play with me. I will go back just to watch that scene. That was a man. So Amos is somehow able to shoot the oven and it opens it somehow.
Yeah. Also, this whole time Amos has had a gun and could have
Hmm.
shot the Gingerdead
Oh,
Man.
we are going to talk about this gun.
Also,
Oh, we are going to talk about this gun.
okay, so even before Amos got his gun, Sarah's mom had a shotgun.
Oh
Where did
yeah,
that
where is
go?
it?
Where did that go?
Because Sarah took it from her mom.
Sarah had the shotgun last. Where did she put it?
Oh my gosh.
Like this whole time when I was watching, I was just so angry. I'm like, Sarah, go get the shotgun. Sarah, go get the shotgun.
Well, at
Like,
least the Gingerdead Man didn't find it.
right. You know why he didn't find it? It was just because it was like in a different universe at that point.
And then somehow the Gingerdead Man gets Amos's gun
Mm-hmm.
and he's holding it at them. And then Brick pops out of literally nowhere.
Yeah.
Like he literally jumps into the frame.
Mm-hmm. And his whole wrestling getup.
Yeah. And then this was the funniest part of the movie. It's after Brick jumps out, the Gingerdead Man literally screams, "What the fuck?" And honestly, same. Because
Yeah.
believe me when I tell you, Brick came out of nowhere.
Yeah. There was no sign of him anywhere. He left the
Anywhere.
bakery before the Gingerdead Man was raised into what he is.
Hmm. Plus, aren't there supposed to be booby traps at all the exits and entrances?
Yeah. Like, does it not work if you're entering? It only works if you're exiting. Like,
And then Brick's justification of why he's there makes no sense. He claims that he saw them through the windows, but they're in the back of the
yeah,
bakery where
there
there
are
are
no
no
windows.
windows. So, yeah.
Maybe it was before when they were standing in the front of the bakery when they went to make their call.
So he
Like, that's
wait
the only part.
so he waited like 40 minutes to come
Yeah,
inside and help.
yeah. He's like out there in the front of the bakery. He watches Lorna's dad get hit with a car. He
Right?
hears the screaming from inside.
Lorna's dad is dead. Like he didn't call anyone.
And then just decides to waltz in 30 minutes later.
He had to put on his mask and his cape, Kelly.
He had
He
to make sure that his entrance was truly
he
epic.
couldn't ruin the aesthetic.
And I mean, if I was him, kind of same.
And then so the Gingerdead Man then proceeds to shoot off an insane amount of bullets
Yeah.
with
Also,
only a handgun.
he's holding the gun, like his whole arm is just kind of over the muzzle. He's not even pulling the trigger. It's just there. And then the gun starts shooting. And you're like, how in the world is this man
He starts
using
shooting
this
it like
gun?
it's a machine gun and it has an
Yeah.
endless amount of bullets.
And he misses every
He
single time.
misses every single he has not shot anyone
Yeah, no.
since that day in the diner when he was alive.
Yeah.
And so Julia somehow wakes up, puts on her clothes,
Yeah, puts on her clothes, cleans
and
off
then
all of whatever is on
yeah,
her,
and
finds her
then
clothes,
mhm,
puts them on.
and then knocks the Gingerdead Man out
Yeah. Yep.
with the same frying pan he
Same
used
frying
on
pan.
her. And then Brick then tackles the Gingerdead Man. And the Gingerdead Man says, "Eat me, you punk bitch."
Which might be my favorite line of the movie.
And then Brick proceeds to eat him.
Which is disgusting, by the way.
It's disgusting because like
so disgusting.
blood starts coming out of the
Yeah.
Gingerdead Man.
And the Gingerdead Man, like when he's biting him, he looks like rubbery.
Yeah.
It's just gross. I don't
It's
even want to know what the texture was like for Brick.
and the entire time Brick is eating him, Oh no, the best line comes up next. But the entire time Brick is eating him, he's like is cussing at him and screaming
Oh yeah.
at
Oh
him.
yeah.
And so then when Brick finishes eating the ginger dead man, I'm sorry,
I had
it's gonna take me a second to say this.
I mean, I was just like I was
Kelly,
stunned when
Kelly,
he
I
said
can't
what he said.
Kelly, I can't do it. Please tell them what
Okay.
he said.
So after Brick is done eating the gingerbread man, he literally like leans back against the oven and he just looks at everyone with a dead face. Just looks at everyone. Is like, got milk?
And do you guys know what happens next? They
He
give
got his
him milk.
milk.
They gave him half a gallon and
Yeah, they
he
gave.
chugged it.
Oh my gosh. Yes, he just straight up just drinking it. And Julia is there
Hmm.
watching him drink the milk.
Yeah.
And then Julia decides to flirt with the man that just ate the gingerdead man and is
He's
washing him
covered
down
in
with milk.
blood. He's
Yeah,
covered in blood.
yeah. His like bottom half of his face is just blood. And he's just drinking from a milk carton. Like,
Yeah.
girl, this is the moment.
Please aim higher.
Aim a lot higher. The bar is so low.
Like, you're only attracted to him because he just saves your life. Like, please.
Yeah. Like,
And so then Mrs. Lee wakes up.
yeah, and she survives all this, by the way.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, let's go take you to go get some help. And then Brick goes to wash up and then gets possessed by Millard.
Also, I totally saw that coming.
I did too.
Like the moment it happened, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Hmm. And so Sarah goes back inside to get Brick and is attacked by the possessed Brick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the actor playing Brick had the worst makeup on.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He had really bad prosthetics underneath his eyes that they tried to hide by blending it in with black makeup, but it didn't
Yeah.
work.
They literally just put black around both of his eyes, gave him like black lipstick, and made him suck on me. Like what? Like
A blue
a
lollipop?
blue lollipop, Jolly Rancher, whatever.
I put maybe they put like two drops of blue dye in his mouth,
Yeah,
but it looked bad.
it looked terrible. Why they thought they needed to make his tongue look black, I don't know.
And then they put in the thing I hate the worst in movies. He licks Sarah.
Oh yeah, I hate it when characters do
I
that.
hate it when characters
It gives
lick
me the
each other.
heebie-jeebies. I don't like it. If they like any character like does the whole like licks their bottom lip or something.
Like we talked about this in the Charlie's Angels episode. I do
Oh
not
yeah,
like licking.
me
Mm-mm.
neither. It's just
It's never sexy. It's never creepy. It's just always gross.
yeah.
Because all I can think about is all the makeup actors wear in movies, and you're literally licking the makeup
Yeah.
off of their face.
Right. And then somebody's got to put that makeup back on, and someone's saliva is on your face.
Yeah, gross.
Nope.
And so Amos comes in, and he shoots the possessed Brick
Yeah.
with the gun with the
Endless
infinite
ammo.
amount of bullets.
Also,
And then,
when did he ever get the gun back? I don't.
who knows?
Who knows?
And then this doesn't affect him at all.
Oh yeah, it does not.
And so they line him up with the oven and they all push him into the oven,
Mm-hmm.
turn it on, and then he actually dies.
Yeah.
And then they
Like
walk.
he has like the moment they close the door on him, he's immediately screaming. And like
Yeah.
every other character who got pushed in that oven, they were okay in that oven
For a couple of minutes.
for a couple of minutes. But you put
Like it needs to heat up.
right. It's not like it's just immediately that temp the moment you put it in and close the door.
And why was there fire?
I don't know.
It's an oven.
It's an oven. That's not how ovens work.
And so then they mourn Brick for like 2 seconds.
Everyone has a very fast processing.
Mm-hmm. They process death immediately. They go through those 6 stages of grief
Real quick.
in milliseconds.
Real quick, yeah.
And then the movie cuts forward to an undetermined amount of time in the future. And the bakery is now flourishing, probably because the man who was opening the boudin across the street has perished along with his successor, his daughter.
But they're having a bake sale
at the bakery.
What was the thought process there?
They probably ran out of time and they couldn't use the inside of it anymore. And so they were like, okay, but can we just film this final scene in front of the bakery? And you're like, fine, you have 2 hours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they probably were like, oh crap, we forgot to film the ending. And then they go back to the bakery, they're like, nah man, we gave you our bakery for too long.
And then
outside.
Yeah. And then 2 little boys come up and they're like, do you have any gingerbread men? And Sarah's like, no.
Yeah. She's like, no, that's never happening ever again.
And then this random woman comes over and she's like, this woman just left this whole box of gingerbread men.
Why are people so trusting?
Right? Like, which woman?
Yeah. Do you know her?
Do you know her? Do you know that she washes her hands? Like, that's right. Come on, people.
Do you know if she used the correct ingredients? Like, who is this? You're willing to put it down at a bake sale.
Oh gosh. And then they open the box. And you know what happens when they open the box? There's about 5 normal sized gingerbread men in there.
Normal size, yes.
And then they open their eyes, and it is the worst special effects I've ever seen in my life. It's human eyes on cookies. Like the bodies are still cookies.
Yeah, the bodies are still cookies, and they look terrible, by the way.
Yeah.
Just the cookies themselves look terrible.
And then that's how the movie ends.
Yay! Happy ending. Yeah, there's 2 other movies after that if y'all are interested.
Yeah, that was one of my trivias. That was one of my movie facts.
Yeah. Okay,
so let's just get straight into movie facts.
Yeah. Sorry.
This movie is a series.
Yeah.
This is one of 3. Do you want to know the titles?
Hit me with it, because I didn't look any of this up.
The second movie is called The Gingerdead Man 2, Passion of the Crust.
No. No. Are you serious?
I am being 150% serious.
Passion of the Crust?
Passion of the Crust.
No. No.
Oh, you ready for the third title?
No, but do it anyway.
Gingerdead Man, Saturday Night Cleaver.
Oh my gosh, no. No. Why are they taking spin-offs of other movies for their titles?
This movie series also has comic books.
No, someone made it into a comic book?
Yes.
No. People thought it was that good enough to make a comic?
Oh my gosh. I just found something. You're not going to believe this.
What?
Guess the budget of this movie.
Oh no.
Guess the budget, Kelly.
Oh no.
Come on.
Is it a lot?
Guess the budget, Kelly.
Is it like $500,000? Is it a lot less?
Guess the budget, Kelly.
I'm afraid. It's like 20,000. What is it?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true. It can't be true. But the budget of this movie is $25 million.
Shut up. There is no way. I am upset. What did they do with all that money?
It It would it to the puppet, Kelly.
What the? And it wasn't even good. They did not get all their money back. They did not.
No, they only made $1,677,131.
And they thought it was good enough to do two other movies? Who backed those?
Oh, that was great.
Okay, but can I hit you with my own movie fact? I just saw this when I looked up the movie the first time.
Oh my gosh, yes, tell me.
The Rotten Tomatoes score for this movie
Mm-hmm.
is a 61 or 60.
Quit lying to me.
I am not. Do you know what Rotten Tomatoes score is for Practical Magic?
Wasn't it like 60 or 50 something? No, I remember it was 40 something.
No.
It's lower than that?
Yes. It's like 21.
Yeah, Practical Magic is way better than
Practical
this.
Magic is way better. I am so pissed. I'm like, you cannot make me believe that Gingerdead Man deserves the 61% it got.
Oh, it most definitely did not. So, do you think this movie's iconic?
I'm gonna give it a little iconic.
Okay.
Because the lines that the Gingerdead Man has, those are great.
Yes.
It's amazing. But as a whole, no. No.
So you'll give it a bad iconic.
I'll give it a really bad iconic.
Okay. A really bad iconic.
Because like I was bored the first 30 minutes in. And then it just got funny because I was just like, you know what, I can't even take this seriously. And if I don't take it seriously, then I'll have a better time.
Okay. I will also give it a bad iconic, but it comes with a caveat.
Okay.
From the trailer of this movie, I thought it would be funnier.
Oh yeah.
But they put almost all the good jokes in the trailer. But most of the jokes were forced or not funny at all in any circumstance. They also had plot holes.
Oh, there's so many plot holes.
No character had any character development.
Nope.
The mom is drunk one day and perfectly fine the next. Like she got her finger cut off, and then at the end of the movie, all of her digits are there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then I mistakenly wrote this before I knew the budget. But I wrote this movie was probably made on a budget I could afford because there's literally only 2 locations and 10 people who speak in the entire movie. But apparently I was wrong.
You were very wrong. I can't believe that budget. I still cannot.
And overall, the entire movie is an extremely poor parody of the Chucky movies.
Oh yeah.
And it's missing all of the charm and the witty humor.
Mm-hmm.
But
like in the description on like Google, it calls it a comedy scary movie. I don't know the exact wording, but they said that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whoever screened it thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, obviously, with that 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, this movie is bad, but the Gingerdead Man himself saves it.
Yes, he's the only saving grace.
So if you can like grit your teeth through the rest of the movie, just wait for him to start speaking, and you'll have a little bit of fun. So, do you have any recommendations for this week?
I do. So my recommendation this week is The Great British Baking Show. Ooh. I love this series. Like, it's unhealthy how fast I can binge it. But I haven't watched it for the last couple seasons because I'm like, I have too much stuff to do, and if I sit down and watch it, I will not do anything else.
Isn't it a Christmas type show? Isn't it a little early?
No.
It's not?
No. I mean, I think they have that one like Christmas themed one, but that's about it.
Oh, okay then.
It's really good, y'all. If you're into baking, if you're not, it's a lot more wholesome than like Gordon Ramsay screaming at people. It's so wholesome. Like somebody makes a mistake and everyone's like, oh no, it's okay, don't cry. We'll make it better, it's okay. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, my recommendations, I have, of course, Lock and Key.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to film season 2, so like, come on,
Come on,
chop
y'all.
chop,
Here
get
we go.
started. I started watching The Haunting of Bly Manor. It premiered on
Oh, yeah.
Friday. It's really spooky. I'm loving it.
I watched the first episode. Or
Ugh,
the first.
the story is getting interesting.
Yay.
And then I also have another show that I love.
Okay.
It's a show that comes on Fox on Mondays. It's called Ellie's Finest. It stars Gabrielle Union and Jessica Alba.
Yes, go off.
It's a great show. They're both cops. They're solving crimes. They both have torrid past that they're going to come together and meld and fix. I can't wait. So yeah, everyone watch it. It comes on Mondays
Get
on
on
Fox.
it.
So thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Don't forget to follow us on our social media of our Twitter and our Instagram at SYTYI Podcast. Send us your movie recommendations and your movie stories at our email, sytypodcast@gmail.com. Tell us if you want to go see this movie in theaters.
Let us know if you demanded your money back.
Maybe you liked it.
If you liked it. Please tell us why.
Please tell us why. Please sit me down, treat me like a child, and take me step by step into what you like this movie.
PowerPoint might be needed. I will need visuals.
I need visuals, people. And then don't forget to share us with your friends and family or your enemies.
Yeah.
Why not? Forgive and forget.
Hold your friends close, your enemies closer.
Turn the other cheek.
Turn the other cheek. Or make them watch the Gingerdead Man and then listen to this episode.
Yeah. Be like, you need to watch this movie.
Yeah. Or Cool World. That's another episode. Check that one out if you haven't.
Yeah. Have them watch Cool World. This was slightly worse than Cool World, but actually,
I think it's better than Cool World.
At least this had some humor.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Yeah. Make them watch Cool World.
Yeah.
Give them no content.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh my gosh, you need to watch this movie. It has Brad Pitt in it.
Yeah. Lure them in with a young Brad Pitt.
Yeah. And then don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. And guys, don't forget to wear your mask and wash your hands. It's getting, in other parts of the world, it's getting colder.
Yes. And don't forget to wash your masks as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or get a new one if you're wearing those disposable ones.
Yeah. Oh crap, I didn't wash my mask and I literally have to be at work in 2 hours. Express mode, here I come. And don't forget to stay iconic.
Yes.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.